Well, I think Luke teaches us that mercy is not just about receiving forgiveness, it's also about reaching out in love and compassion to others. And Jesus spends a lot of time in the Gospel of Luke focusing on those who are forgotten in society, those who are lost, those who are put down by society, and he really reaches out to them in a beautiful way in the Gospel of Luke. At the time of Jesus, people interpreted what it meant to be a neighbor differently than what we would interpret it now. And essentially, the person you were obligated to take care of was someone that believed like you, that lived like you. Your neighbor was your Jewish brother or sister. And Jesus really challenges that notion. And he tells his listeners that your neighbor is anyone who is in need. Your neighbor is your brother or sister who is a child of God, period. And we don't put categories on who our neighbor is. And so whether a person believes like us or not, whether a person is a person of faith or not, they are still a son or daughter of God. We believe that. So our obligation is to love and care for everyone, period. No categories, no distinctions. We love and care for everyone. And I think that's a great message that we receive from that parable. When I was taking pre-calc in high school, it was my least favorite subject because I thought to myself, every time I sat down in that chair in that class, where the heck am I going to use this? There was very little practical application as far as I was concerned. There's obviously more practical application than I realized, but still, at that time when I was learning it, I couldn't imagine how I would ever use it. When Jesus tells his stories, he applies his teaching in a very real human way, and I think that's the beauty of the story. They're relatable to anyone. We can hear those words. We can put ourselves in the place of the characters. We say, oh, I'm like that sometimes. And so Jesus challenges us not to be like that. But he uses the story to put a human face on his teaching. And I think it's a beautiful way of doing it. It touches our hearts. There's a great story in the Gospel of Luke where Jesus is on his way to heal the daughter of a synagogue official. His name is Jairus. And it's chaotic. There's a crowd pressing in on him. I can't imagine what that would be like. Oh, maybe I can Sunday morning after Mass. It's crazy. People are pressing in. They want to talk. And he gets interrupted. A woman who's had a hemorrhage for many years touches his garment because she has that faith that if she just touches him, she can be healed. And he recognizes that. And he reaches out to her and he says, "Go, daughter, your faith has saved you." And that really resonates with me because I don't do well with interruptions and distractions. It's really tough when you're focused on something, you've got a mission to do, and then all of a sudden there's an interruption. But I think the beauty of that story is that grace can be found in those interruptions, that an opportunity for mercy can be found there. So I think it challenges me to be like that, to be that merciful person who can take a step back and say, all right, this is an opportunity for mercy. And so I love that story for that reason, even though it's hard to live out at times.